Howdy, it's Janelle Waz, and welcome back to another episode of Treknalysis. Gul Dukat.
I'm Gul Dukat, commander of the Second Order.
Arguably one of Star Trek's best villains, even on par with the likes of Khan. Throughout the 7 seasons of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, we see Dukat go from arrogant adversary to Sisko to supervillain who has it in for Bajor and Sisko. The turning point of which was his descent into madness. While one could argue that Dukat's insanity was largely caused by his hubris, which resulted in his losing Terok Nor a second time and the death of his daughter Zial, what if his misfortunes were caused by something else entirely? What if Dukat's downfall is linked to something lurking on the station, in Sisko's office, specifically on his desk?
Baseball.
The baseball of Captain Sisko. There it sits upon Sisko's desk in a prominent spot, overseeing how many station logs while occasionally being picked up by Sisko while he's talking to someone. However, when the Dominion captures DS9 and Dukat reclaims his old office again at the end of the 5th season, he notices something.
He's letting me know. He'll be back.
Did I leave something behind? Something I've noticed in my rewatches of DS9 is that every time Dukat mishandles, and not just holds, but plays around with, Sisko's baseball, misfortune befalls him. So the question I'm posing today is, did Sisko's baseball cause Gul Dukat's downfall? Is it just mere coincidence that misfortune befalls Dukat after not giving the baseball the proper respect it deserves, or is there something more going on? Grab a raktajino from the replicator and join me as I explore yet another one of my crazy fan theories.
I always knew your short-sightedness would be your downfall.
Alright, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. This theory is about 75% joke and about 25%, well, while it's possible the writers tucked a correlation between Dukat's treatment of Sisko's baseball and his subsequent misfortunes into the scripts of the story arc, it's highly unlikely. Nevertheless, it's awfully coincidental, and I wanted to make a video about this for a while now. Just take this theory with a grain of salt, and
Think to yourself, it's just a show. I should really just relax.
it's the start of Season 6 and a lovely morning on Terok Nor, formerly DS9, for Gul Dukat, and everything's going his way. The Federation's on the run and suffering major losses, the Dominion is holding its own in the Alpha Quadrant, Kira's demanding Bajoran security back on the station, Dukat refuses, and this week's Jeffrey Combs character Wayun is going to allow this.
I'm going to allow this.
The only setback is those pesky self-replicating mines that Rom helped set up last episode that are keeping Dominion forces on the other side of the wormhole. But other than that, everything's coming up Millhouse.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
We are winning the war.
If Dukat keeps this up, he could be looking at ruling the entire Alpha Quadrant. But over in Sisko's office, the baseball sits and waits. An all too tempting target for Dukat's attention. At one point in the episode, Dukat calls Kira to his office, and what is Dukat doing? Tempting fate! You see, Mr. Baseball, you won't hurt me. After all, I'm Gul Dukat.
Because I'm Homer Simpson!
Dukat, of course, called Kira to his office because...
I always want to see you, Major.
Oh, he's feeling his wild oats again. Yes, I'm sure the lady who's done nothing but turn him down, called him everything from an intergalactic despot to a betrayer to everyone, including his own people.
You sold Cardassia to the Dominion.
Yes. A high price, to be sure.
Every man has his price.
And insults him directly to his face, is definitely going to accept him now.
Sarcasm doesn't become you.
Yeah, well, buckle up, sunshine. I've only just begun.
We've only just begun. And yes, we've just begun.
So Dukat makes a pass at Kira, wanting to take their relationship to the next level because he's got a thing for Bajoran women. and Kira spectacularly shoots him down.
You're really so deluded that you actually believe that we're gonna have some kind of intimate relationship?
We already do.
Now, I could attribute this rejection to Dukat's messing around with the baseball a few minutes ago, but let's be real, Kira would have shot him down anyways. If anything, the baseball just let Dukat off with a warning with an even harsher rejection than usual. Dukat then kicks Kira out of his office, claiming,
I have work to do.
"Oh, that's gonna cost you." So, what exactly were the results of Dukat's little spin around Sisko's desk with the baseball? Odo demands the Bajoran security detail back, and Wei-Yun's like, okay, and offers him a seat on the station's ruling council without even discussing it with Dukat. Your opinion means nothing, Dukat! You lose!
Good day, sir!
Dukat has lost some power. Not all of it, he's still a pretty powerful guy at this point, but he's nevertheless losing it.
The more you tighten your grip, Tarkin, the more star systems will slip through your fingers.
Though Dukat doesn't make an appearance in Rocks and Shoals, and neither does the baseball as a matter of fact, enough happens in this episode that lays the groundwork for Dukat's eventual downfall into insanity. Bajoran spiritual leader Vedek Yasim, in one final act of protest against the Dominion, hangs herself on the promenade, serving as a major wake-up call to Kira that she needs to be doing more to oppose the Dominion. It's at this point that Kira decides she's going to start her own resistance cell on the station. Kira had been living in her own personal hell with the Dominion in charge. She was staying out of active resistance because Sisko didn't want Bajor involved in the war, otherwise it could be decimated. I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my job. Morning, Demar. I hate my job. Lousy fish juice. Now, she'll be actively working against Dukat, which is one more thing working against his plans to regain what he's lost. Was this something that would have happened anyways, or is it a consequence of Dukat's little spin around Sisko's desk with the baseball? It's a week later, and things are starting to look up for Dukat once again. His daughter Zial has just arrived on the station, and Kira is reasonably getting along with Dukat, since she practically considers Zial as part of her family. They're like sisters from different misters. Well, let's leave that fan theory alone for now. This, of course, comes to a halt when Dukat invites Kira to a party for Zial and gives her something smashing to wear. And Kira, yet again, gets another wake-up call and throws the dress back at Dukat, who then gifts the dress to his own daughter. I have thoughts about this, but that's not what I'm focusing on in this video. Oh, what the heck. 1. Kira and Zial have different figures. There's no way a dress for Kira would fit Zial without alteration, and Zial walks in like 5 seconds after Kira leaves. 2. Where did Dukat get Kira's size from? And don't say from Garrick's computer, because I'm pretty sure Garrick encrypted his computer with the password Dukat wears footy pajamas. And 3, we don't get a good shot of what the dress would look like, but assuming Dukat wanted Kira to wear something kinda sexy for the party, because he has the hots for her and all, does he really want his daughter dressing that way? Okay, I'm done. Other than Major Kira rejecting him, but what else is new? Things are mostly going Dukat's way. There's still the little resistance cell that Kira is planning, but Zial's arrival delayed that at least for a little while. So there's a little bit of a pattern developing. If Dukat touches the baseball, misfortune befalls him and he loses power. But if he leaves it alone,
everything's coming up Millhouse.
Other than a little bar fight at Quark's, alright, what else is new? Between the Jem'Hadar and the Cardassians, which gets smoothed over pretty quickly, and that his charm is ineffective against the newly arrived female founder, things are continuing to look up for Dukat. You see, his right-hand man Demar just found a way to bring down Rom's minefield to let in all those Dominion troops on the other side of the wormhole. However, Demar has just developed a taste for Kanar, and in a buzzed state, spills the Caterpod beans to Quark, who then drunkenly tells Kira and her resistance cell, which at this moment is made up of her, Rom, Jake Sisko, and Odo.
I just shared a bottle of Canar with Demar. That rhymes.
Drunken loose lips sink ships, Demar! Kira's cell plans to sabotage Demar's plan, however, Rom is caught in the process and thrown into a holding cell. Yes, things could have gone badly for Dukat in this episode between a bad bar fight, not impressing his new boss, and Demar's plan leaking to the resistance cell on the station. But he still came up on top. The plan to bring down the minefield is still in effect, and the saboteur has been caught. It's almost like not spinning the baseball like a top means nothing bad happens to Dukat. The Federation is once again on the run, in a continuing cycle of retreat when Captain Sisko unveils a plan to take back the station, which probably should have been happening all along. But will this plan succeed? Well, that all depends on how well Dukat treats Sisko's prized possession. The baseball makes a couple of appearances in Favor the Bold, and you know what? Dukat manages to keep his grubby little paws off it. Come on, Dukat, try me. You know you want to.
Father?
Rom the Saboteur is scheduled for execution by the Dominion, and despite pressure from Kira, Bajor, and even his own daughter, Dukat refuses to budge, and no one can say anything about it.
I could never be like you.
Zero.
Yeah, his daughter hates him now, which, let's be real, never really lasts all that long. But Dukat is holding onto his power, and reclaiming everything he's lost is well underway.
Everything I have lost, I will regain.
Heck, even Odo's not a threat anymore, as he's, involved with the female changeling. The minefield is also set to come down in less than a week, a few days even.
1 week, and the Alpha Quadrant is ours.
Now, the only problem to Dukat with this is that the Federation got wind of the plan, but considering the minefield is coming down in a few days, that doesn't give much time for the Federation to act. The Dominion and Dukat are still pretty secure in their power. If Dukat can keep his hands off the baseball. And he's screwed.
I always knew your short-sightedness would be your downfall.
But let's back up to the beginning of the episode. Dukat is flying high. He's feeling bold, arrogant. The minefield will be gone in about 8 hours. His daughter Zial still hates him, but what's that compared to getting his old office and power back? Dukat seemingly has everything he ever wanted within reach, with very little standing in his way. Kira's resistance cell is in the brig, and Dukat can see Captain Sisko coming from a mile away. I guess light year away? You know what I'm saying. Dukat is basking in his glory. Oh no. There he goes. Okay, Dukat, don't do anything stupid. Remember the last time?
The respect I deserve.
Well, now you've done it. Dukat's fate has been sealed, and it's after this point that things go from flying high to, oh my gosh, I'm losing the station again. The battle to retake DS9 begins, and things aren't looking good for the Federation. Heck, the Defiant is on its own, alone. Oh, look, here comes Worf with the Klingons, and they're breaking through all the Dominion's lines. Things are starting to go south. Dukat's even trying to kiss the baseball, but it's of no use. It's awake, and it's angry. Oh, look! Quark and Zial are breaking Kira, Rom, Lita, and Jake out of the holding cells. And now they're on their way to shut down power to the main computer. Oh, look! Odo's leaving the Founder to help Kira, and he's distracting the Jem'Hadar so they won't bother them.
You were too late.
Oh, Rom's too late. The minefield's been detonated, and it's Sisko versus about 1,000 Dominion ships. Oh, Sisko's going for broke and heading into the wormhole where 1,000 Dominion ships are. Oh, look! Station weapons are offline! Well, whatever. One little Defiant against 1,000 ships? Surely Sisko can't. Oh, look! The Prophets are getting involved in making the Dominion ships disappear! Dukat sees the Defiant exit the wormhole with no Dominion ships following him, and he begins to lose his
Where are they?
Oh look! Sisko's firing on the station, and they have no weapons!
Time to start packing. Victory was within our grasp.
Gul Dukat, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. But that's not the end of Dukat's misfortune. Oh no, the baseball's just getting warmed up. Dukat may have lost the station, Bajor, and probably his reputation in the Dominion, but that's not what sends him over the edge. Because even though Dukat is a power-hungry jerk, he still loves his daughter. However, Zial informs him that she's not going with him and that she actually helped Major Kira and the others escape. Dukat has even lost his own daughter, but that's not what sends him over the edge. Zial then gets shot by Dukat's right-hand man and dies in her father's arms. And that is what sends him over the edge. At this point, he's lost everything. The arc wraps up with Dukat giving Sisko his baseball back after the ringer he just went through. But is there a correlation between Dukat's handling of the baseball and the misfortunes he's suffered? Even though the baseball was given to Sisko by powerful non-corporeal aliens back in Season 1, it's unlikely that Sisko's baseball having special powers was intentional, though others have suffered misfortunes at the hands of the baseball before. But it's still awfully coincidental that every time Dukat plays around with the baseball, and not just simply handling it, we're talking spinning it around or purposely knocking it on the floor, something terrible happens to him. Whether he suffers a hit to his power and influence, loses the entire station he was put in charge of, or even losing his own daughter. In all seriousness, perhaps his disrespect of the baseball symbolizes his underestimation of Captain Sisko and the DS9 crew, which leads to his eventual downfall. He usually handles the baseball when he's feeling arrogant, and it's that arrogance that costs him. Oh, I can make whatever rules I want on the station. What do you mean Odo's getting his Bajoran security detail back? Oh, Captain Sisko is vastly outnumbered. What do you mean our ships disappeared after the Defiant entered the wormhole? Well, at least I have my daughter. Zial, what do you mean you helped Major Kira escape? Perhaps it was Dukat's own hubris that led to his downfall, and the baseball was a manifestation of it. Or perhaps the baseball of Benjamin the Emissary Sisko is not to be trifled with.
Baseball!
Baseball? What is this?
I was afraid you'd ask that.
So what do you think? Do you think there's a link between Dukat's misfortunes and his treatment of Sisko's baseball, or is it just another crazy fan theory? Does the baseball exercise some sort of power, or is it just a clever writer's trick to illustrate Dukat's arrogance? And what are some of your craziest fan theories? Please, leave comments below and discuss. As always, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Treknalysis. If you like what you see, why not give my video a like and subscribe to my channel? Tell your friends! Until next time...
Why don't you go back to your little tailor shop and sew something?